What's up, Yoon-Fam? It is I,
Mark Yoon.
Hey, what's up, guys? On today's video, I wanted to actually discuss something that I touched on a little bit in an earlier video this week, but it's something that I wanted to delve a little bit more into, that I got some feedback on, and I wanted to get your take on it a little bit more in depth, and that was items in Soul Calibur 7. So, what I mean by items is something similar to what we see in like the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series, where you have your slots of predetermined items and you can customize them in different game modes, such as like offline versus and things of that nature. So these items can do a various amount of things, and we see it touched on a little bit with food in Libra of Souls. So how food works in Libra of Souls is you eat some food before you go on a mission, and it either buffs you or I believe debuffs the enemy. It has a wide array of like different techniques that you can use. So like there's health boosts, there's defense boosts, there's things of that nature. It's especially noticeable in Libra because the enemies have sometimes buffs of their own or debuffs on you, or stage things to slippery stage and things of that nature. So it really works well in that arena, but in Storm it works well too for offline versus and for like different arcade modes and things of that nature. So obviously this would need to be heavily regulated when it comes to online ranked mode. I don't even think it should be a part of online ranked mode, and if it is, there should be a separate option for it. Think of like 7 Deadly Sins, where the mobile game in 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, you have the one set of online which is ranked, but there's no items, and then there's the one set that is Elite PvP, which has all items and everything unlocked, equipment and all that stuff. I think that would actually really help. And something that can go into that as well is equipment. I'll get to that in a second. I just want to finish up on items first. So in items, we can get them from unlocking them throughout playing the story, or maybe if you fight somebody that has a certain item and you defeat them, you get that item, or even just it's exclusive to the Libra of Souls or secondary story mode, where you unlock it in shops and stuff throughout that game, and then you can use it in the rest of the game modes. Of course, save for online ranked, unless they found some way to balance it. In Storm, the way they balance it is the regular characters come with items, and those items aren't customizable in certain modes, but in other modes you can completely customize the item tray and put whatever you want. I guess they could do that, but Storm isn't known as being the most balanced of games, so it's not exactly a good thing to look at when you're talking about balancing issues or something like that. But if they just had the kind of items implemented into the game, I think it could add a variety to the gameplay. Some people automatically aren't going to like this, and with you, I can kind of say I see your point. So there should be an option to toggle items on or off whenever you're in a certain game mode. So let's say you go into arcade, you should be able to do arcade items on or arcade items off. This would work for equipment as well, but I think just to toggle that would be the easiest way to make everybody happy, and both parties would have to agree to it beforehand. This could easily be like, so-and-so wants to verse you, items on. Select yes or select no, or you can do items off, and then it just like if one of the person says items off, then both people have all items off immediately. They do that in some games, and I think that's a pretty good way to level out the effects of those items. Some of the items can be like any variety of things. If you have a meter or something like that, maybe like builds meter over time, or get a health boost when you get past a certain level, or health regeneration, anything like those. We've seen items implemented in a ton of different games, so I'm sure we all have an idea of what they could be. I did want to touch on equipment for a couple minutes, and I think that could be part of it too. In Libra of Souls, you unlock different swords and weapons for your characters, and those characters come with stat boosts and stat options, kind of RPG style, where like certain ones have like a higher hit ratio and damage per second, things of that nature. So I think like if you implemented that with gear as well, this again should be another thing that's completely toggled on or off, and it should be in that same option. So it should be items and gear, yes or no. And things like, okay, you really want this outfit, but it's got a lower defense or whatever than the outfit that you want. You should be able to feed the higher defense options into them, or fuse them together, or do some kind of thing to raise the stats on that. Since this wouldn't affect rank, I don't really see any reason why they wouldn't be able to do this. Or have some options in the game that increases the stats on certain equipment when paired with it. Like on items, you can also have, like on equipment, you can also have item slots where you have certain gear pieces that go into those items. Think of like Mortal Kombat 11 to strengthen or weaken said gear. I think that would actually be a really fun option to bring into Soul Calibur, especially with like such the customizable character thing and all that. Why not be able to customize our gear and things of that nature? So I know that like a lot of people aren't going to be like super crazy about that idea, and this is just some fun talking topics about like things that could just change up the gameplay. Because when it comes to Soul Calibur, they used to be more innovative than they are now. It seems like they take a safe road when it comes to producing whatever new things in their games they want. I mean, they try sometimes, like they tried with Reversal Edge this time, but they're not as innovative as other gaming companies, I want to say. They try to tend to play it more safe. There's a lot of reasons for that, but it's still the case regardless of what the reasons are. And now I want to turn the question over to you. What kind of things would you like to see that are extra in Soul Calibur? Like some kind of, not just modes, but something within the modes that would make your gameplay, like, make the grinding a little bit less arduous and actually, like, enhance your gameplay more. I think equipment slots, and items would really be a good way to add a kind of bonus that people wouldn't expect. But that's just my case. Now I'm turning the question over to you. So let me know in the comment section down below or in my Discord, which the link is in the description box down below. And as always, guys, I want to thank you for watching and listening. I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.